Few days ago, I received a heartbreaking news from one of my mentees whose younger brother left this world due to a kidney problem. Henry Lawrence departed at the age of 38 without tasting alcohol or smoking, but still his kidney packed up. Why won't we have these problems when adulterated palm oil with hazardous industrial chemicals and carcinogenic colorants like Sudan-3, red oxide are now dominating our markets? Kerosene is added to fufu so it will ferment faster and not smell. Fruits are made to ripen faster with carbide. Momo is preserved with formaldehyde, and our beans are stored with insecticides. Unsurprisingly, a high percentage of Nigerian families have one person battling with kidney problem in Nigeria today. The recent nationwide enforcement exercise by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, aka NAFDAC, has uncovered the illegal production of banned sachet alcohol and alcoholic beverages packaged in bottles below 200 ml. According to NAFDAC's Director General, Professor Mojisola Christianah Adeyeye, enforcement teams recovered prohibited sachet alcohol and 100 ml PET bottles bearing production dates as recent as July 23, 2026. There be clear evidence that some manufacturers have continued production despite the ban. Intelligence reports further revealed that some companies secretly dismantled production lines from registered factories and relocated them to concede unregistered facilities to evade regulatory oversight. Others reportedly removed company signboards to avoid identification. The enforcement operations were not without danger. One NAFDAC officer narrowly escaped being stabbed during a lawful raid, while another was physically assaulted. The agency emphasized that the ban is not intended to prohibit alcohol consumption by adults. Rather, it seeks to curb underage drinking and prevent children's easy access to alcohol sold in small, inexpensive packages. Nigerians must support efforts to safeguard the nation's children. The courage and commitment shown by NAFDAC's leadership are reminiscent of the legacy of those who place the public good above all else. I called on NAFDAC, Ministry of Health, and other relevant agencies to please hit the market and save us from the hands of ambassadors of mammon, whose ambition in life is just to make money at all costs.
Today I knew that we have a big problem with this fake drugs, adulterated drinks. It was when a friend of mine was preparing for the burial of a mom. And they had to import the drinks from outside the country. They didn't just import it from outside the country, they stamped it. And what was served to guests was with that bottle showing the stamp that it was not bought in Nigeria. But when you hear what the Spirit and Wine Association of Nigeria, SWAN, said, they estimate that up to 40% of wine, spirits, and alcohol sold in Nigeria is adulterated. Now, pause for a minute and just think about that. That is 4 out of every bottle, every 10 bottles is likely to be fake.
Fake.
You know? And when you look at the numbers, so because the question you ask yourself is why? Well, when you look at the numbers, that's almost, I mean, they estimate that to be almost like $500 billion naira every year business. When you look at the drugs market, it's massive. I think the other day, the bust they did at Idumota, they found drugs worth over 100 billion. Just in one market. So we're talking about something here that should concern a lot of people. And to be honest with you, the fact I've not seen such level of conversation about this topic either on the government side of it,
or even citizens.
Since Dora died.
Yeah.
and even on the citizen side of it,
yeah.
we seem to just believe that everything is fine. I mean, even there was a few days ago, I bought a toothpaste. And the moment I used that toothpaste, I knew it was fake. I think that Nigerians and the Nigerian government, these ones you cannot outsource it and say, oh, it's the private sector. No, it's a government responsibility to keep us safe.
To clamp down.
They must clamp down on this. They know these people. We know where they are. We know their business. We know their activities. They must clamp down on it. Yes, there's a risk. How many times did they try to kill Dora?
Yeah.
I've read news stories about the fatalities arising from these adulterated products. First, I read about the death of a woman and her only son because they had a meal prepared with adulterated palm oil. I also watched a particular video online where someone made an appeal on behalf of the sellers of Paraga and stuff. What's Paraga in English?
Paraga.
Brewed, locally brewed stuff that alcohol that people take, and following the ban by the government on some of these 200 ml alcoholic beverages. So as I watched the video, I said to myself, there's a gap here. So the government banned the sale of these sachets and stuff, but there was no education. There was no understanding. They really didn't work on, hold on, they really didn't work on these people to let them see the danger in what they were selling. They were looking at it saying that, look, since you banned this, we've not been able to pay our children's school fees, we are not selling, we are not making money. They're looking at it from an economic point of view. Yeah. But we're looking at it from a health point of view. What you're selling is killing people, is damaging kidneys and all of that. What I expect the government to do is to mount up a campaign, both on radio and TV, because we tend to make the mistake that everybody is on Twitter or everybody's on social media. There is a large percentage of people in the informal sector where a lot of this is happening. You find them making fake cola drinks, fake soda in Ikorodu. Everybody knows Ikorodu is such a space for that sort of thing. So I expect also citizen agency. A lot of us look at, until it's happening to you, you don't believe it's something you should be part of.
We'd like to think about ourselves. So when you were talking, I said, I bought toothpaste, gosh, toothpaste. It's always us. There was another guy like you on social media. I think he works with the government, and he said he had bought toothpaste. You want to buy toothpaste? Please don't buy it in Nigeria. Buy it abroad. I don't know if it's on. Yeah, you should buy it abroad. That all the ones that are here are fake. If you want to buy your products, your skincare and stuff like that, please buy it abroad. Understand.
Once we go back to
how many of us can buy our toothpaste abroad? So we always think about ourselves.
How to protect ourselves.
Food safety is everybody's responsibility, not even just the government. It's everybody's responsibility. A lot of parents as well. You see, sometimes I always think as if maybe if people are not literate enough, that's when they make these mistakes. But you find that in schools, we have meetings as school leaders where we see all sorts of biscuits in the bags of the children. Biscuit with purple cream inside. Tomorrow is green cream. Tomorrow is one kind of drink, one funny-looking drink with a funny name, with all sorts of, I don't want to call the language, all sorts of languages written on it. Everything comes into Nigeria, and we keep consuming it.
Yes.
We don't question it. We need to speak up and stop buying this thing. And just like Antifunke said,
why, how is it able to get
into
Nigeria?
but all the quality control.
Regulators are doing their job.
Quality control is important.
Yes.
So it's important that we do quality control. Just like you said, education is, for me, I believe education is the answer to almost every problem we have in Nigeria. These market people that put paracetamol in fufu, sniper in fish and beans and all those sort of things, you'll be amazed that a lot of them don't even believe that there's anything wrong with it.
They don't.
They think they're doing you a favor and helping by preserving it. Cockroach no go day. Ants no nothing chop 'em. It is fresh. All the cucumbers and everything. A guy came online just a few days ago. He showed a gathering somewhere outside, like a local hospital, And there were like hundreds of people that had kidney failure. That was all they had there.
Indeed.
Including children, different ages, because of the things that they are consuming.
Now, as much as I understand that this is the work of NAFDAC, let's talk about the numbers. How many staff does NAFDAC have? Around 3,000. As of July to December 2024, NAFDAC seized and destroyed over 120 billion worth of fake products. Right? When you look at the what do you call it, the hospitality scene, the clubs, and the amount of fake drinks that are, like you said, people are actually importing their own drinks. The amount of fake drinks that are there is insane. But I think we're talking about this from the elitic perspective, because I mean, we're talking about drinks, we're talking about toothpaste and all of that. Where you have the biggest problem is on the local level. A huge percentage of these vendors, these people that sell, which is where most Nigerians, about 130 million Nigerians consume their food.
Informal sector.
The informal sector.
Yeah.
They're not part of regulation.
Yeah.
That is where do you understand? That's where the real problem is. And this is where most Nigerians consume their food from, right? So in some cases, I'm just like, it's only God that's protecting some of these people. Because that part is not regulated. There's no regulation. And the idea, I mean, it's part of the conversation that I'm going to be having today. Anything that has to do with the informal sector is deliberate. Because we fall under this umbrella of excuse that, because they are not educated, and because they are the masses, and because we do not want them to come and riot, we should not regulate what they're doing, because they might not even understand how they can be regulated. Right? So we need to come back to the fact that the problem is not going to rest on NAFDAC, because they don't have enough capacity. Every state government, every local government chairman has to put structure in place locally.
Bright, the question I want to ask is, why was DORA effective?
DORA was effective, but DORA was still effective within the space, and DORA was also loud with media. That doesn't mean she was as effective locally.
I agree with you. Just like what changed the state and status of tax payment in Lagos State, it was when they started using Funke Akindele as the ambassador, and media was beaming on them. So I think they need to do that. They need to use the power of media. All right. Governance is a partnership of courageous leadership and bold, active citizens who speak out and support what is good.
That's right, Benga. And any partnership is established by building bridges of understanding between priorities and needs.